Remove the firewood from under the cauldron. Over 2,000 years ago, during the Qin-Han transition in ancient China, 24 BC, Han Xin, a top general serving Liu Bang, led his army to attack the state of Zhao. He faced the main Zhao forces at Jingxing, modern-day Jingxing, Hebei. The Zhao commander, Chen Yu, commanded 200,000 troops, while Han Xin had only 30,000 raw recruits. A vast numerical disadvantage, but Chen Yu made a fatal mistake, underestimating Han Xin and rejecting the advice of his strategist Li Zuozhi to cut off the Han army's grain supply route. Learning that the Zhao army was unprepared to defend its supply lines, Han Xin decided to act contrary to expectations. He would actively attack the Zhao army's firewood, grain, and provisions. First, he dispatched 2,000 light cavalry, each carrying a Han army banner, to detour behind the Zhao army to their grain depot. Simultaneously, he personally led his main force to deploy with their backs to a river, deliberately revealing this no retreat vulnerability to lure the entire Zhao's army out in pursuit. Once the Zhao forces left their camp, the hidden Han cavalry launched a surprise attack from the rear. They burned the Zhao army's grain and supplies and planted Han banners. The Zhao troops, still pursuing at the front, suddenly saw their camp occupied and provisions destroyed. Morale instantly collapsed, and soldiers fled in disarray. Seizing the moment, Han Xin attacked from both front and rear. Defying the odds, he killed Chen Yu and captured the king of Zhao, creating the famous last stand at the river miracle in Chinese military history. The key to this story is, instead of confronting the Zhao army head-on, Han Xin targeted their core support point, grain and provisions. By removing the firewood, cutting off supplies, he deprived the Zhao army of its ability to sustain combat, causing it to collapse without a direct fight. Stratagem analysis. The wisdom of this strategy lies in addressing the root cause, not the symptoms. Just like the most effective way to stop boiling water from churning isn't to splash cold water on it, but to remove the firewood underneath the cauldron. The key is accurately identifying what truly constitutes the opponent's foundation and possessing the capability to strike decisively. Modern application. Case. In a trade war between country A and country B imposes high tariffs to suppress country A, to force country B to concede. Country A imposes a rare earth embargo, removing the firewood on country B. Lacking rare earths, country B's industrial production grinds to a halt, ultimately forcing it to negotiate. Core. Shake the opponent's foundation of resistance by blocking access to core resources they depend on, like energy, food, compelling them to yield. Comment your answer. Next episode, deciphering fishing in troubled waters, how to gain benefits in complex environments. Thanks for watching.